Hello student. So let's start, that is the osteology. So the osteology that includes the study of bones and the cartilage. So let's see first, that is the bones. So bones form the supportive framework to the body, and it is primarily designed for the more effective production of the movement which is done by the muscles which is attached to that the bones. So let's start, that is the definition, development, ossification and the types of the bone. So osteology, the study of the bone and the cartilage, it is called the osteology. The bone, it is the hard part of the body which provide the dynamic framework to that the body. Then the properties of the bone. So first, it is the living tissue, as you know. Then second one, it is supplied by the arteries, and the now third one, it is drained by the veins, and fourth, that is the bone growth with that the age. Next to it, that is the bone, it is subject to the disease. The next, that is the bone regenerate when it is damaged. Next, bone can undergo for the remodeling. Next to it, that is the bone can be atrophy or the can occurs the hypertrophy. And last one, that is the bone can be withstand the strains and the stress. So that is the important properties which is done by the bones. Then after the properties, let's say that is the functions of the bone. So functions of the bone, that is it provide the framework to the body. Second one, that is according to shape to the body. Then third one, that is it act as a lever for the attachment of the different muscles which can be help for the movement of the body. Then next to it, that is it provide the protection of the many visceral vital organs. That is example, that is the brain, lungs, that is heart, etc. Then bone, it is the site of the blood formation. That is many bone marrow, that is inner part of the bone, it can occurs the hemopoiesis, as that is the bone marrow is present. Then the bone, it can be placed the important role in the immune response, as that should be producing the cells of the reticuloendothelial system. Then bones are also a storehouse of the calcium and the phosphorus. So these are the functions which is done by the bones. After then, let's see, that is the composition of the bone. So the composition that include, that means the bone is made up of the inorganic and the organic compound. So the organic compound, that includes the connective tissue which forming the 1/3 part of the bone, and the inorganic component which forming the 2/3 part, which consists of the calcium salt. And the calcium salt mainly that consists of the calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate and the traces of the other salt, which make the bones hard and the rigid, and which can afford the resistance to compressive forces of the weight bearing and impact the forces of the jumping. Then the organic component, or that include the connective tissue, means that is the collagen fiber, make it tough and the resilient or the flexible, which can be afford the resistance to tensile forces. In strength, the bone, it is comparable to iron and the steel. Then let's say that is the types of bone or the classification of the bone. So first, let's see according to its shape. So according to its shape, it is first given, that is the long bone, short bone, the flat bone, then the irregular bone, the pneumatic bone, sesamoid bone and the accessory bone. So let's start with that the long bone. So long bone, the long bone has elongated shaft. So this middle part of the bone, it called the shaft, and the two end, that is the upper end and the lower end. The shaft have typically 3 surfaces and the 3 borders, and centrally whenever you cut the bone you observe that is the cavity called the medullary cavity. So here in this diagram you can see this is the medullary cavity inner to it. Then the nutrient foramen, it is directed away from the growing end. Then this bone or the long bone, they should be divided. The typical long bones, here you can see that is for the example of the typical long bone like the humerus, radius, ulna, femur, tibia and the fibula. Then the second type, that is the miniature long bones. So here this one, so it consists of only one epiphysis like the metacarpal bone, the metatarsal bone and the phalanges. And the third one, that is the modified long bone. So it consists no medullary cavity. That is example, that is the clavicle and the body of the vertebra, etc. So these are the types of the long bone. After then let's see that is the small bone. So here in this diagram you can see these are the small bone or the short bone. So their shape is usually that is cuboid shape, cuneiform shape, trapezoid, scaphoid shape. So these are the short bone, and the examples of this bone, that is the carpal bone and the tarsal bone. So carpal bone, that should be present into that the hand, and the tarsal bone, that should be present into the foot. So that is the short bone. After then let's see that is the flat bone. So here you can see this is the flat bone. So flat bone, it is the shallow plate-like structure. It consists of the shallow plate-like structure and form the boundaries of the certain body cavities. So for example, that is the bones of the vault of the skull. Then that is the scapula, here that is the ribs and the sternum. Next to it, that is the irregular bone. So irregular bone, they have not the proper shape. So irregularly they have the different structures. So that is called the irregular bone. So the examples of the irregular bone, that is the vertebra, the hip bone, that is the bones in the base of the skull. So here you can see that is the skull and the bones present at the base of the skull. Then next to it, that is the pneumatic bone. So here in this diagram, so the pneumatic bone, these are the certain irregular bones which contain the large air space which is lined by the epithelium. So here you can see that the bone consists of the large air space or the openings. So example of this bone, pneumatic bone, that is the maxilla, the sphenoid bone, the ethmoid bone, etc. So here you can see that is the different sinuses, ethmoidal sinuses, that is these are the ethmoidal sinuses, maxillary sinuses. So these are the examples of the pneumatic bone. So because of that, the opening or that is the large air sinuses or the spaces, they make the skull light in the weight and help the resonance of the voice. And then it is act as a air conditioning chamber for the inspired air. After then let's see that is the sesamoid bone. So here you can see the sesamoid bone. So the sesamoid bone, they are the bony nodules which is found embedded into that the tendon of the joint capsule. So they have no periosteum and ossify after the birth. So they are related to the articular or the non-articular bony surfaces, and the surfaces are in contact with that covered with the hyaline cartilage and are lubricated by the bursa or the synovial membrane. For example of this bone, that is the patella, the fibula and the pisiform bone. Then the functions of the sesamoid bone. So here you can see the functions. So it resists the pressure, it minimizes the friction, it is alter the direction of the pull of the muscle, and it maintain the local circulation. So that is called the sesamoid bone. And after then, that is the last one, that is the accessory bone or the supernumerary bone. So these bones, they are not always present, but they may be occur ununited epiphyses develop from the extra centers of the ossification. Example, that is the sutural bones or os trigonium or the os vesanium, etc. So in medical legal practice, the accessory bones may be mistaken for the fracture. So however, these are often bilateral and have smooth surface without any callus. Then the next type of the classification of the bone, that is the developmental classification. So it include first, that is the membranous or the dermal bone. So in this, that is the bones are ossified in the membrane, that is the intramembranous, and thus they are derived from the mesenchymal consideration. Examples of this bone, that is the bones from, that is the vault of the skull. So this one. So a defect of the membranous classification, it causes the cleidocranial dystosis. So this should be occurs by the three cardinal feature, that is varying in the degree of the aphasia of the clavicle. Second one, increase in the transverse diameter of the cranium, and third one, that is the retardation of the frontale or the ossification. Then second one, that is the cartilaginous bone. So let's see the another diagram. So this one. So the cartilaginous bone ossify into that the cartilage, that is called the intracartilaginous or the endochondral ossification, and these are derived from the perforated cartilaginous model. So the examples of this bone, that is the bones of the limb, then the vertebral column, and the bones of the thoracic cage. So these are. After then, let's see, that is the another, the membranocartilaginous bone. So the membranocartilaginous bone that ossify partly from the membrane and partly from the cartilage. The examples of this bone, that is the clavicle, the mandible, the occipital bone, and the temporal and the sphenoid bone. After then, let's see, that is the regional classification of the bone. So the regional classification of the bone, it includes first, that is the axial skeleton. So the axial skeleton that include the skull, vertebral column, and the bones of the thoracic cage. Then the appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton that includes the bones of the limb. So after then, let's see, that is the structural classification. So let's see, that is the structural classification of the bone. So the macroscopically, the architecture of the bone, it may be compact or it may be cancellous. So compact bone, that should be present into that the middle part of the bone, that means into that the shaft of the bone, and the spongy bone or the cancellous bone, that should be present into that the two ends of the bone. So this one. So first, let's see, that is the compact bone. So compact bone, it is the dense structure like the ivory, but it is extremely porous. It is best developed in the cortex of the long bone, and this is the adaptation to bending and twisting the forces, and the combination of the compression, tension, and the shear. Then the cancellous or the spongy, or that is also called the trabeculous bone. So this one. So it is the open in texture, and it is made up of the meshwork of the trabeculae. So here you can see, that is the meshwork or the network of the trabeculae. That means that is the rods and the plates, and in between which are marrow or the bone marrow is present. This trabecular meshwork are of three primary types, that is the meshwork of the rods, the meshwork of the rods and plates, and third one, that is the meshwork of the plates. So the cancellous bone is adaptation to the compressive forces. So in this diagram you can again see this is, so this is here the spongy bone is present, and here that is the compact bone is present, so this one. And in this another diagram you can see that is the spongy bone, so this one here, that is the rods are present, rods and the plates, so this one. So that should be present into the skull bone or into the upper and the lower end of the bone, that is the spongy bone. So this one here you can see that is the spongy bone which is present, that is the bone marrow. This spaces, empty spaces, it is filled by the bone marrow. So the microscopically, that is the bone are of four types, that is first the laminar bone, then second one that is the fibrous bone, then the dentin and the cementum. So let's see first, that is the lamellar bone. So most of the mature human bones, whether it may be compact, that should be present into that the shaft of the bone, or that may be cancellous, which is present into the upper end and the lower end of the bone, are composed of a thin plate of the bony tissue. So that is called the lamellar bone, and these are arranged in the piles in the cancellous bone. So here you can see that is the rods and the plate in form of, and then in concentric cylinder, that is means the Haversian canal like structure present in the compact bone. So here you can see that is the cylindrical structure of the bone, so that should be present into that the compact bone. So let's see that is the microscopic structure of the compact bone. So for this you can see this one, that is the compact bone, it is shows into that the shaft of the bone, and it should be firm, that is the porous part of the bone, and it will be well organized by the typical Haversian system or the secondary osteon, which consists of the numerous cylindrical units. So here you can see that consists of the numerous cylindrical units. In the another diagram again you can see, so it consists of that is the centrally cylindrical units which are arranged into that the longitudinally. So here this one, and each unit that is called the Haversian canal like structure, this one, and the length of that the Haversian canal like structure, that is near about 50 micron in diameter. So this one, and it consists of the neurovascular bundle which are arranged or consist of the blood vessels, nerves and the lymphatics. The canal, it is surrounded by a tubular laminal structure. So here this one circularly. In the another diagram you can see this one, that is the, it is covered with that the tubular circular lamellae which are arranged concentrically, and between the lamina the lacuna are containing the bone cells. So this one, that the pink color, that is called the bone cells. Then into that the cancellous bone. So here this one, the, or that is called the spongy bone or the trabeculous bone. So that should be present into that the two ends of the bone, and here it is, they are spaces are present, that this one, and in these empty spaces, that is the bone marrow, it is located, and these are called the plates with the rods of the bony tissue, that is called the trabeculae. And in some large trabeculae, occasionally sometimes the small Haversian canal system that may be present. So that is the lamellar structure. Next to it, that is the fibrous bone. So it is found into that the young fetal bones, but they are mostly commonly seen into the reptiles. Then after then, that is the dentin. So dentin, that should be present in the region of the teeth. So here you can see. So dentin, and the last one, that is the cementum of the teeth. Here you can see that is the dentin, this one, and that is the cementum of the teeth. So these are microscopically the 4 types of the bone, that is the laminar bone, the fibrous bone, the dentin, and the cement.